What's up, nerds?
Oh, did you fart?
I did not fart, but thanks for ruining my intro.
You said, what's up, nerds? I don't think I ruined anything. If anything, I diverted it. We're doing something a little bit different from our normal structure, but we're going to be talking
Avatar,
The
Last
Wasn't
Airbender,
clear.
Legend of Korra, and the entire Avatar verse.
Avaverse.
Gabe and I grew up with Avatar. We watched it on Nickelodeon as it came out.
Nickelodeon.
We watched
Last
Korra.
Airbender would come
We
out.
watched Korra when they took it off the television because they murdered the Earth Queen.
Yeah, that
We
was.
kept watching it.
We
It was great. I had nightmares. It's my favorite show. Right.
Korra certainly took a lot of leaps where, of course, The Last Airbender had a lot of more wholesome, simplistic moments, but that was a different era. It's really interesting because Korra is sort of the build-up and, like, them building back from this brink, like, almost apocalyptic-looking society.
And then suddenly we've got trains and radio and sports competitions that everyone's paying attention to. I do wonder how big of a role pro betting plays in like the rest of the world besides Republic City, because what I picked up on, at least on like rewatch, is that like no one really cares about it. Like they would have known who Mako and Bolin, like people would have like known Mako and Bolin.
Yeah, no, it's not like,
Like,
it's not
their
like being
faces
like
would have been
it's
more
not like in
popular.
our world being like a sports celebrity.
Yeah, they're just not at that point yet. And I think
It's
that
more like
as pro
underground
bending continues becoming a thing, and as maybe more sports are introduced,
Yeah, maybe more
with
bending
simpler
related,
rules.
more bending related sports that
Yeah.
aren't like so.
you got like Earth soccer, like whatever. Like I feel like people get into that.
Yeah.
But it's like obviously that would only make sense pro bending in Republic City because that's where all the different types of benders.
But it would be
Not across
interesting
the
to see like an Avatar scenario, especially in Korra, where there's like a corporate like CEO
Absolutely.
in the mix. Because Varric, was kind of like
Varric
Varric Varric was comic relief.
You'll be sorry you left me, Julie. When they write the history books, your name will be synonymous with betrayal. People will say, hey, what happened to that guy? Oh, didn't you hear? He Varric'd himself because some girl Julie'd him.
I mean,
he Varricked himself because some girl Julie him.
He planned like a bombing on a
That's so funny.
on a freaking
The bomb, of course.
diplomatic building.
A man has a right to blow up his own building.
I mean,
He's not wrong.
he makes some.
That's the thing about
valid
Varric
points.
is that every time you're like,
You're angry at him because he's right.
did anyone
Right,
besides
sure.
Varric make movers? Like, were movers ever a thing besides Nuktuk? Because as far as I
don't
know,
think they ever were.
Nuktuk is the only mover.
Who's gonna fight for friends and freedom? Nuktuk. He's the biggest, baddest, cunningest man I know. Who protects the icy tundra? Nuktuk. Battling northeast up there in the snow. When Unalaq starts trouble, he'll punch him in the mouth. He's Nuktuk, the hero of the South.
Yeah, and Bowman is the only mover.
Well, because he like because Varric went to like prison after the end of the
right. So, but I'm wondering, did anyone else,
I guess
think
not.
like, I want to direct a mover?
I mean,
Because they have the technology.
they could totally do that in the future, especially with technology getting better.
I just wonder if like movies
Bro, they have
are,
like ultra speed trains now in Korra.
it was interesting. I was rewatching season 3 the other day, and Varric is like in the Beifong estate in Zaofu, and he's like talking about this awesome magnet train that he's creating that's going to revolutionize everything. And you're like, okay, Varric, and then boom, season 4, magnet train.
You never take him
changed
seriously,
everything.
but he's like, oh, on my warship. You have a warship? I call it
Of
a
course I
Julie.
do.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So if you could only have one of them, but you get a full, you get all seasons captured of the live action, which one are you taking, Korra or Last Airbender?
Wow.
If they get like the same budget, like they get like some high budget stuff.
So
they have some creativity because
I'm gonna say The Last Airbender. For this
I
one,
would say that too.
because it's just more of a streamlined story,
100%.
and I think it's easier to adapt, especially if you want to add stuff. With Korra, it would
so much
start
mecha
getting
stuff and like
it would just start getting really complicated because it's like, who's the villain? Who are we? Like, what are we doing?
I'm hoping with the live action that's coming out relatively soon,
Yeah.
they're gonna do a lot of like martial arts inspired stuff, like being true to like.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of really
that.
cool stuff with that. I mean, and the thing is, like, if you were to ask me, and the reason why I thought that question was particularly interesting is if you were to ask me if you wanted another season of something, what would it be? I would say Korra, because Avatar, in my opinion, finished.
No,
perfectly.
it had
But
the
Korra
perfect
didn't.
ending.
Korra still needs an ending. It just doesn't have one.
Korra left
think
with
Book
a massive crater
Yeah,
in the middle of the
Book
city.
4 is not like a proper ending. I mean, there's comics and stuff about it, which are pretty bad. Like the ruins of.
I
the
read
Empire.
a little bit of the.
Did you read Turf Wars? Or
I
Ruins
read
of
a
the
little
Empire?
bit of Turf Wars, I think. And
So
it's
so
not
Turf
great.
Wars sucks. Ruins of the Empire is a little bit better. Spoilers for the comic. We've been spoiling things this entire video, but spoilers for that
Spoilers,
comic.
yeah.
They give Kuvira a redemption arc,
Oh.
which is wild because like
Her redemption
She's
arc was
metal.
at the end of the season. That was the point.
well, it's more like
That's
she
the
becomes-
beauty of Avatar.
like they let her out of prison.
They have these. Okay.
she like fights with
See,
them.
what Avatar's so good is having these like little, like short but like pivotal big moments for these characters where you don't need to like
Totally.
give them this whole arc and this story, but like they can have like one decision. The whole point of Avatar is like you know one little decision or like it's all about like what you choose to do, like it snowballs and grows.
It's
like,
the action. You are the actions that you do. The choices that you make. That's
I
who you
mean,
are.
Zuko is.
Yeah.
Zuko struggled with that for so long.
Yeah, that was his struggle for essentially most of the show. And Zuko is the most impactful character of that show for a reason. I mean, at least in my opinion, he's like it's a masterclass of character development and storytelling with Zuko and Iroh. So fucking good.
I mean, I know everyone gets chills when Iroh screams at Zuko underground.
First, I have to get it out of here.
And then what? You never think these things through. This is exactly what happened when you captured the Avatar at the North Pole. You had him, and then you had nowhere to go.
I would have figured something out.
No! If his friends hadn't found you, you would have frozen to death.
I know my own destiny, Uncle.
Is it your own destiny? Or is it a destiny someone else has tried to force on you?
Stop it, Uncle. I have to do this.
I'm begging you, Prince Zuko. It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you? And what do you want?
Like Lao guy.
Such a good moment.
I mean, that was just. Zuko goes into his like weird
Because it's
fever
like
dream
you don't
state
see
after
Iroh
that.
like that often. The first time we saw
And that's
Iroh
how you
like
know
that-
because
yeah,
he's always so just buoyant and smiley and warm. I mean, remember when Zuko they tried to freaking assassinate him, blew
No,
up his
no,
ship?
pirates.
Oh
Or
my
Zhao
God.
hired the pirates to
Oh my
assassinate
God.
him. And
Phenomenal.
honestly, like
Phenomenal, like
Really
work
great
around
effort.
keeping the characters. Like,
they almost got him.
like if he was not a firebender, ain't no one else getting out of
Even
that.
being a firebender, if he didn't notice something was up
It was
in
pretty-
his room
yeah.
with the gas or
His
whatever, like
reflexes had to-
he would have been caught completely off guard. He would have been murdered.
But yeah, the Siege of the North.
But like, yeah, you're really gonna kill a firebender. with,
Avatar
like,
does
an
such a good
explosion.
job of just like having this build up and like for each season, there's definitely like a loose theme, but like the finale of each season is always so sort of like wholesome in the best ways. And
Finale of season 2 is pretty messed up.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think the moral of that
They
story,
lose.
the moral of that story was that he chose Katara over.
What? Why would I let go of Katara? I love her.
Learn to let her go. Or you cannot let the pure cosmic energy flow in from the universe.
Why would I choose cosmic energy over Katara? How could it be a bad thing that I feel an attachment to her? 3 chakras ago, that was a good thing.
You must learn to let go.
He did, and I love that. I think a lot of people have problems with that. I actually got a text from one of my friends who's watching it for the first time, and she was like, "I cannot believe that Aang would make the decision to choose Katara over full access
I
to
can
the
fully
Avatar
believe
state." I can absolutely believe it, and Iroh even
Katara-
is like, "Nice,
I
very
I think
wise
it's
to choose
wise
love
to choose
over-
love.
like ultimate power," and that like is not something you see in a Chosen One show. That's not something you see in like a story about
It really,
a hero's.
it really
a
shook
hero's
the
journey.
script of like
It's
what
like,
it was trying to.
What if he chooses
True.
love instead of destiny, or what if love is? It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
oof. And I think that like ultimately what we end up learning is that Guru Patik is wrong, And like,
or the moral, like
he said
the
that he'll
chakras
never
and stuff,
be able to go into the Avatar
chakras
state
and-
if he chooses love, and he did, and he was still able.
But that's just that. I guess that's just because that's all Guru Pratik ever learned.
Right. No, I'm sure the Guru Pratik's methods work. I just don't. I think that he might have even closed his mind off to a possibility that Aang could still access this ability.
Katara was the first person that he saw when he woke up, and like the person that basically kickstarted his entire
only
experience, kept him in touch. Like
Aang
ran
no
away
longer
again,
has
like,
anyone he knew from before. So the only
They made
person
that
that
very
he has
clear.
is Katara. Like,
I mean,
because that's the person who
for a
took care
kid
of him
show.
immediately.
For a kid show, showing Monkey Atso's corpse with all those Fire Nation corpses.
Yeah.
But you gotta think, who killed all the Fire Nation corpses?
Yeah.
Monkey Atso. Monkey Atso is that guy.
I mean,
Show us that. Show us the
I don't know if I want to see that, man. That sounds sad.
Like, make it short.
The Airbender genocide? Like, ooh.
No, not the whole.
That's
just
rough,
the
buddy. That would be a rough story. I would just love to see the Gravedigger show up in some sort of either like animated show or movie, or
they
like
should do Kyoshi shorts. That would be perfect.
I want to see the Gravedigger in action. He's there.
Okay.
So you want to explain
You
this?
guys need to read the Kyoshi books. YC Lee or
FCE.
FCE. I got that right, totally.
Yeah.
He wrote these books, with the green light of the Avatar creators, and it's very, very honest to the lore. But these books are set in the time of Kyoshi and her
200 years before
her.
Avatar.
Yeah, exactly. From the Last Airbender.
Yeah.
300. Maybe.
Yeah, because it's 100 years and then 200 years before that.
Right. So, but it is just phenomenal. The character writing, the relationships, even the dictation of the fights is just so crisp, and it feels so true to what we've known of the Avatar style of storytelling.
Absolutely. If you are a fan of the Avatar world, you are missing out if you haven't read these books. I mean, they're just.
But
they're a staple now.
There's a certain character, Jianshu.
Yeah.
Jianshu.
I don't know if that's
he is
but that's
also known as the Gravedigger. One of the craziest characters is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I
won't spoil it beyond that because you really got to experience it for yourself. But like,
all I'm gonna say is the Avatar is always so well written in this book. The other characters surrounding it just elevate it to a degree I haven't experienced since watching The Last Airbender, or when Korra was originally coming out.
Right.
I've rewatched it so many times at this point.
Alright, so this was a kind of an intro to
just a little ramble.
Flamingo Fellas talking Avatar.
Because we could talk anything Avatar for.
And you may or may not know, there's a lot of Avatar content that will be dropping in the next few years. So much that
you got the live
we
action.
probably won't be able to cover all of it.
You got three movies coming, confirmed.
All the new books, all the new
another Yang Chen book is
the
gonna come
games.
out.
We're gonna it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun few
that
years.
we have spoken Avatar games into existence for as long as I can remember. And
I'm sure anyone who has watched the show and likes video games.
I'm sure.
It's like the perfect thing. But yeah.
But
anyway, so we are going to keep talking Avatar, whether you like it or not.
So get ready for more of that.
Yeah. So, and when the new stuff drops, I can't promise that we'll be reacting to it, but we'll definitely be saying.
Oh yeah.
So,
one way or another, you will hear about it.
Yeah. Other than that, thank you for watching this Avatar rant. I've been Jacob. And check it out. We even have the map right there.
We got a little,
the Avatar world.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Is that pretty neat? Bossing say?
So
So that's pretty neat.
yeah, it's pretty neato.
Yeah,
so leaves from time falling so slow.
Would you end like that?
Yeah.
This is
pretty
brutal.
little soldier book.
Stop it.
Don't mark it
Don't keep going with the song.